Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is where we grab a stack of sources you sent over and really try to pull out the key insights for you. So today, we're plunging into a topic that, well, it sounds pretty straightforward at first, common hunting accidents. But here's where it gets interesting, like right away.
Yeah.
Our main source is actually just an excerpt. It's from the AHLA blog. The post is titled, Common Hunting Accidents. Sean Furbrook wrote it, published back on November 17th, 2022. Now, the thing is, this piece, it doesn't actually detail the accidents themselves.
Right.
But what it does give us is this really fascinating look at the context.
Yeah.
You know, especially around land use, legal liability.
Exactly. So the question becomes, what can we learn just from, well, who's writing this and why that matters?
Okay, let's unpack this. So first off, the force tells us a little bit about Sean Furbrook. He's been the chief operating officer, the COO for the AHLA for, what, over 8 years now?
Yeah, over 8 years. And AHLA, just so everyone's clear, that's the American Hunting Lease Association.
Right. And just knowing that, it already starts to frame things a bit differently, doesn't it?
It really does. What's truly fascinating here is how his background immediately clarifies the lens we're looking through. I mean, the source describes Furbrook as, and I'm quoting here, widely considered a thought leader and innovator in the hunting, lease, and outdoor liability fields.
Okay, so hunting, leases, and liability, that's specific.
Very specific. So this isn't just, general be safe in the woods advice. It's coming from someone who's deeply, deeply invested in the legal side, the financial implications.
For landowners, presumably.
Yeah.
And maybe hunters leasing land.
Exactly. For landowners and, yeah, for those leasing the land. And if you look at the bigger picture, his experience, I mean, the source mentions he's written dozens of published articles, routinely appears on podcasts and as a speaker. Basically, anytime the conversation turns to private access, hunting leases, landowner protection, he's there.
So he's really plugged into that whole world.
Yeah, absolutely. It tells you he's intimately familiar with the nuts and bolts, the legal framework around hunting. So even though we don't have a list of, say, the top 5 accident types, we're getting this huge insight into the why. Why is this topic important and who is framing the discussion this way? It's situated right in that outdoor liability and land management space.
That is a crucial distinction.
Yeah.
It really reframes how you might think about common accidents.
Yeah.
It sounds like the focus isn't purely on preventing someone from getting hurt, although that's obviously part of it.
Sure, of course.
But maybe just as much or even more on protecting assets, agreements, managing risk for the people who own the land.
That's exactly it. You've hit it right there. And this raises a really important question, for you listening. Why would common hunting accidents be such a key topic for someone whose whole specialty is, like the source says, hunting, lease, and outdoor liability fields?
Right, and private access, hunting leases, and landowner protection.
Precisely. It's because these accidents, they aren't just, unfortunate, isolated events in this context. They have potentially huge implications for landowners. Think legal exposure, insurance headaches, the whole viability of leasing their land.
Okay, it's all connected.
It's all interconnected.
Yeah.
And understanding that connection, well, it's vital if you're in that world.
That makes a lot of sense. And looking at the related blog posts mentioned in our source, also from the AHLA blog, we see titles like Hunting Accidents That Could Happen on Hunting Land and How to Prevent Them. That one's from July 5th, 2023.
Okay, so prevention focused.
Yeah, clearly extending beyond just identifying problems to actively stopping them. And notice the phrase, on hunting land.
Reinforces that landowner perspective again.
Exactly.
And what else was there?
There was another one, How Landowners Benefit from Leasing to Hunters, from March 28th, 2023.
Right. So see, these titles, they really hint at the bigger picture for this blog, for this author. It's not just about what can go wrong. It seems it's more about managing the whole environment to ensure safety, but also to minimize liability and, frankly, maximize the benefits for landowners who allow hunting.
So the discussion about accidents becomes sort of a necessary piece of that larger puzzle.
It seems to be a crucial piece, part of this whole ecosystem of land management, risk mitigation, and making leasing work.
So what does this all mean for you? Well, I think what really stands out here is how even, a fairly limited source, like this excerpt we had.
Yeah, just a snippet, really.
It can still offer really valuable insights, not necessarily into these specific accidents, but into the framing of the topic. We definitely got a much deeper feel for the expertise behind this information and the sort of broader context where common hunting accidents are being discussed by this particular group.
Absolutely. It's about understanding the perspective.
So thinking about Sean Furbrook's background, the AHLA's focus, those related articles.
Yeah.
It makes you consider how these conversations about accidents are almost always tangled up with these bigger themes, right?
Mm-hmm. Land management, legal liability, safety protocols, landowner benefits.
It's all in there. So here's a thought to leave you with. If you were going to dive deeper, knowing this specific perspective now, focused on hunting leases and landowner protection, what aspects of hunting safety or accident prevention might you prioritize learning more about? Where would you focus your attention?